It's RPG, the rugged prophetic ghost of alienation. I done broke out the Alpha, the Rho, the Delta. I done broke out the Greek letters for y'all. So you know if RPG breaking out Greek letters for you, you know I'm going somewhere. Alright? That Alpha, that Rho, that Delta stands for R.A.W.D.O.G.S. Slum dogs. R.A.W.D.O.G.S. Ready and willing. Doing only God service. R.A.W.D.O.G.S. Ready and willing. Doing the only God service. Now the reason I'm doing a clip on Greek letter fraternities and telling you about the R.A.W.D.O.G.S is because I'm here, as you can see behind me. Boy, your main man. What's up, beautiful? How you? You know what I'm doing. Getting it in. Yeah, I'm here. Oakwood College. What's up, baby? How you? You know I'ma see you. Keep doing what you doing too. Got that prayer warrior next to you. I see you, mama. Yo, I'm here at the stomping grounds, Oakwood University. So I kept telling y'all about my peoples that I was fortunate enough to come up with. And I'm here. It's an alumni weekend. But the reason I'm focused on Greek letter fraternities, because our community, the African American community, we have what we call amongst us, what I call the last Judas. The last Judas. All right? So you see your boy Tom Joyner. You see your boy Tom Joyner, right? So I'm here at an illustrious institution that's built on this. You see that? Yeah, you see that? That's a black Jesus. You see it? And then you see who that's with him?
Yes, go ahead.
That's Simon. That's Simon, the Syrian. That's right. And he's an African. Y'all ain't never heard that story, right? You may have heard that Simon was an African, but you ain't never seen this. So this illustrious institution that's on to that knowledge, that know that everything coming out of the whole walk of the children of Israel, Egypt, Noah, Babylon, Assyria, all of that. It's all this. It's all this. It's all this. Hollywood has repainted and rebranded and marketed it as, from Cleopatra to the Egyptians to everything, as a European version. And they've given you this as a lily ivory version of the truth. Now, a lot of people try and say it don't matter. If it don't matter, why have they put billions of dollars into it all of these years, for thousands of years, to whitewash it? If it don't matter. If it don't matter at all, why the distortion? And the reason I'm doing this in front of Tom Joyner and these Greek letter fraternities is to tell y'all about the concept of the boule. The concept of your Greek letter fraternities. Spike Lee was the one who popularized it with School Days and glorified the boule. At the end of the movie, he took a walk down the Alphas and all of the men, and he showed you Martin Luther King and all of these dudes that historically joined those Greek letter fraternities, and then he told you they were started in 1900 this and this and that. But what y'all don't know, that the Greek letter fraternity is the gateway to the occult. They use these cats, Tom Joyner, your boy Steve Harvey, Farrakhan, Jesse Jackson, every single one of y'all African American leaders, they are all in this secret society, occult, hidden, you know. And I'm gonna tell you how they got there, all right? And I'm gonna give you the proof. Now, take your man Elijah Muhammad. Take Elijah Muhammad. Elijah Muhammad, who started the Nation of Islam, right? Farrakhan and all of them came out of that movement of their quote-unquote prophet, honorable Elijah Muhammad. All right, he honorable. All right, so why was your man the honorable Elijah Muhammad and your main man J. Edgar Hoover, right, the man who started the FBI, who created that diabolical system of COINTELPRO that destroyed the Black Panther Party, that destroyed the US movement, that destroyed the Civil Rights movement, that destroyed every upstanding fabric of African and Emmett Till. All of these cats was hounded, harassed. J. Edgar Hoover is one of the most racist individuals, along with Richard Nixon. That whole administration was one of the most diabolical and heinous as far as African Americans go. And Elijah Muhammad and J. Edgar Hoover were brothers in the Shriners. The Shriners is the 32nd degree of Freemasonry. These individuals, though, they have to go through Manly P. Hall. They can't even come into to the Scottish Rite Brotherhood. But when they get to the 32nd degree in Manly P. Hall, they treat them and the Scottish Rite cats who get to that same level as equal. Now they like, okay, we tell y'all straight up, we all serve Lucifer. No matter if you came from a Baptist background, no matter if you came from a Methodist background. Listen, I'm standing here at a Seventh-day Adventist institution. I ain't sparing nobody. And they got these dudes. They honoring these dudes. And I'm trying to let you know that these individuals who claim to be the remnant, who claim to be the elite distributors of the word of God in the last days, these same last day individuals is in just as much darkness as every other individual that has sold out to Babylon and joined this system. And these individuals are the key to the system. That's right, you heard me. The African Americans in the Manly P. Hall system are the key. They have no system without the lackey. Okay, let me break it down. He is a lackey. What a lackey is in the story of Uncle Tom's Cabin, Harriet Beecher Stowe told the true story that Uncle Tom was a man of faith. He was a hero. He had character. He knew who his God was. He wasn't connected to no Baptist. He wasn't connected to no, what he was connected to? What predates all of that? Souls daily added to the Lamb's Book of Life. Souls daily added. These cats claim to be Seventh-day Adventists, SDA Inc. They incorporated in 1865, and in 1865, that's when they became Babylon. That's when they became Laodicea. They started chasing. They became the tail. Uncle Tom had a personal relationship with the creator of heaven and earth. And Harriet Beecher Stowe wrote that story. And then the slave master used African Americans on his plantation to break and try and destroy and ultimately kill. The individual who killed Uncle Tom was called the lackey in the book. The lackey. The lackey was the one who served the master no matter what the master said. Uncle Tom served the creator. And because he served the creator and would not compromise his morals or his character, he had to be destroyed. And the taskmaster used the lackey to destroy Uncle Tom. And then the Scottish Rite Bible was written by a man. Scottish Rite of Freemasonry Bible was written by a man named Albert Pike. And Albert Pike, around at that same time, and individuals who was just like Albert Pike started rewriting a new narrative about Harriet Beecher Stowe's book. And they wrote a new narrative of Uncle Tom being the one who was bowed down, stooped over, soft, following the master, would do whatever the master said. The only master that Tom followed was the master of heaven and earth, the creator of heaven and earth. The one who was following the master, the slave master, was the lackey. Y'all never was told that. You know why? Because these present day lackeys have been doing the work of spreading that false narrative of Uncle Tom. When you still hear African Americans, they use that label of that negative label of Uncle Tom. They still use it. And they supposed to be so enlightened. They got access to the same information. They know Uncle Tom was that dude. They just lackeys. They want to be embraced by the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry so much so. They want to be allowed to become Shriners so much so that they willing to sacrifice our whole community. They willing to sacrifice y'all. And then when y'all send y'all babies to these universities, and then cause y'all mamas, y'all been poor and destitute for forever, and y'all send y'all boys to these schools. Y'all let these coats come and recruit y'all boys, and then they go off and they get on film on Sunday and they like, hi mom, and the first thing they joining, you know what they joining? Greek letter fraternities. It's the gateway to being a lackey. It's the gateway to becoming a lackey like him. And I'm gonna show you a perfect example of the illest lackey and how they play him. All right, Steve Harvey and Donald Trump. Donald Trump played Steve Harvey like he pimped Steve Harvey at the Miss America Awards. He pimped him out. And Steve Harvey gladly got pimped out so he could get $100 million. He participated in that whole charade of reading the wrong name and all. It was all a part of the Donald Trump Shriner. Right? They have a thing where it's a humiliation ritual. Before you could touch money, you can either sacrifice a human being. They do that too, blood sacrifices, or you could do a humiliation ritual. All right? Will Smith done took Jaden Smith through the whole humiliation ritual. Your girl from Kim Kardashian's sister, when they was slut shaming her before she became a supermodel. I don't even know the chick name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Then she show up in H&M ads with Balmain and all that. Now she a supermodel, Victoria's Secret supermodel, and they was playing her out, slut shaming her before they let her touch money. It's a humiliation ritual. So Steve Harvey get out there and he do the thing with the card, right? He in the boule. He's a Q-dog, right? And the gateway to the occult and to the Freemasonry is these Greek letter fraternities. Also your gangs, your GDs, your Vice Lords, your Bloods, your Crips, all of the mathematics, your the 5%ers of gods and earths. All this is Freemasonry, y'all. All y'all mathematics is exactly the same. It's exactly the same, but they building off of different numbers. Some gangs build off the 5, some big gangs build off the 6. Come on, man. It's the same mathematics. Y'all get it from these cats. And they leading y'all through the gateway, trying to get y'all all the way up the steps to the 33rd degree. And they like, you can't touch no money unless you come through our brotherhood. And we also these lackeys, these cats is also that this effeminate male movement that they have. It's in honor of their god, Baphomet. They worship Baphomet. The offerings that they give to their god Baphomet in ritual at the 33rd degree is the offering of sodomizing a male. Straight up. That's what these cats do. That's why you seeing these cats, Caitlyn Jenner and all of that. This is a movement. And then this illustrious institution, instead of being ahead and bringing this info to y'all, they following these cats. And then they president, man, listen, I ain't got nothing to hide, homie. I'm gonna show y'all that when I come and I tell y'all to come out them systems, I ain't no holds barred. I'm including this system. I was raised in this system all my life, son. They President Leslie Pollard of this institution, you see it says Oakwood University. It's all online. He goes online and he says he's preaching in the pulpit. My son, my firstborn son, is in the crowd, son. Like, yo, I don't know about none of these other parents, but you accountable for whatever nonsense you let come out of your mouth in the presence of my children, homie. And this man come talking about we got to embrace this. You got to embrace Caitlyn. You got to, now is the time when we got to embrace. Yo, homie, listen. I'm not, thou shalt have no other gods before me, son. That's Baphomet. That's Baphomet. This whole movement of alchemy, when Will Smith gets on the TV and he's talking with Tavis Smiley and talking about alchemy and talking about the book that he loves and all of that, that alchemy, the god of alchemy is Baphomet. So when you see him humiliating, taking his son through a humiliation ritual and talking about he proud about his fluid sexuality joint, that is the byproduct of the worship of Baphomet, who is an androgynous creature, half man, half female. Come on, man. They playing y'all. And they slapping revolution at the end of everything they telling you. So if they telling you, if Katie Couric gets on CNN and tells you this is the gender revolution, she's telling you it's a war against the genders of your children. It's a war. It's an all-out war. Been one since the 60s. Since Woodstock, they've been waging all-out war under the banner of their gods, Baphomet and Lilith. Lilith for the females, to change their female orientation to one of a love between a woman and a woman, and Baphomet, men on men, Luxor temple offerings of sodomy between men on men, male temple prostitution. That's what the Luxor temple is. That's what the Pulse nightclub shooting was. It was a shrine sacrifice, a shrine dedication, opening and acknowledging that, that is a temple dedicated to Osiris. That's all the Luxor temple was, and that's what they did in the Luxor temple. Y'all just got to go do y'all research. R.A.W.D.O.G.S wrote a book, Isis Unveiled, The Secret Doctrine, R.A.W.D.O.G.S, prophetess of the occult. Go do your own research and she will tell you that they're in their worship, and this is the worship that she endorses, so she ain't gonna lie. She telling y'all this how we worship. In the Luxor temple, this was dedicated to our god Osiris, and men engage in male temple prostitution. Now they've distributed all across the globe, in your schools, in your everything. They've marketed and packaged it and all of that, and then they telling you it's a revolution. We going to war against the orientation and against the home and against the family and against marriage and against everything that God established and said holy. And this institution, who is supposed to be claiming to be the remnant, who's supposed to be giving y'all the truth, Yo, listen, man. Listen, this is RPG. Yo, if y'all want to know about souls daily added to the Lamb's Book of Life, that's all there is. Ain't no denominations, ain't no none of that. It's all idolatry at this point. Y'all worship those systems. Y'all have no connection with the Creator. Creator is adding souls daily added. That's what the day of Pentecost was. It says, and they added souls daily added. When none of y'all denominations was around, souls daily added. When Noah preached for 120 years, souls was daily being added, or souls was daily rejecting. Every day they rejected and they said, we don't want to be added. It goes both ways. But God never said, I got a book of the dead. Osiris said he got a book of the dead. Osiris, the one who they worship in the Luxor temple, these male, Tom Joyner, and they happy about being in this little HSBCU. All that is the bootleg Greek letters for fraternities. Y'all better learn how to be slumdog havillionaires, raw dogs, ready and willing, doing only God's service. That's what we do. Get at me. RPG. It's a raging war. It's a raging war. It's a raging war. It's going on outside. It's a raging war. It's a raging war. It's a raging war. They're raging war on your spirits.